Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the North East Non-League Show, sponsored by DJ Private Hire, Gateway Accountancy Services Limited, Elite Goalkeeper Academy, Motivate, Danny Lay Plumbing and Heating, The Football Pink, and Sporting Journey North East Limited. Today is our first show back of 2025. I hope you all had a great Christmas, and we wish you the very best for 2025 for yourself and obviously your North East Non-League Football Club as well. But a great show to be back. Episode 107, our Alnwick Town special. And joining us tonight is the gaffer, Richard Latimer. Richard, thank you very much for coming on the show tonight.
Hi, James. Thanks very much for inviting us on.
Brilliant
support as normal for the non-league football. So really appreciate you getting us on.
Not a problem at all. Like I say, a great run at the moment, which we'll get onto very shortly as well. But it's a massive year for the club, like I say, promotion over the summer. How big was obviously that promotion, getting back into the Northern League? Was obviously a great time, but I can imagine you've been non-stop over the summer as well yourself.
Yeah, it was why I went to the club. You know, I got introduced to Tommy. I think I went there in the season that COVID came back out. With the remit of meeting Tommy, who was very ambitious. Annex always had the sort of setup to be a Northern League club, you know. So he was very ambitious. So it took 3 years to sort of build to get there. But once we did it, you know, we got picked to the post by Wallerton. But because we had the facilities and the points, you know, it was a tremendous achievement to get Alnwick really where they belong, you know, as a structure of a club, you know, the stature, of the club, you know, it was brilliant to get them back up there.
Yeah, I can imagine. And obviously in the summer, getting the squad ready, stepping up from into the Northern League, what was it like for yourself, getting the players in and obviously getting players committed to sign as well?
Yeah, well, it's been difficult. As you know, I think Alnwick's the furthest north club, you know, so the pool of players in Alnwick when I first went, you know, was a young group. You know, we've managed to keep a hold of the better younger lads. But it is difficult. It's a big step from the Alliance up to the Northern League. It's in convincing players. It's always difficult again when you go because you still got that sort of bit of a tag that you're still a Northern Alliance team. You know, you've come up, so you know it's about getting that stability in the league, you know. So it has been tough, and as we touched on just before we came on air there, you know, money side of football these days has gone a little bit crazy. Players asking for big money. We're not one of them clubs who are just going to go and smash loads of money out there and, you know, try and pay a way to stay in the league and not want to do it properly. So we've managed over a period of time to get the lads in who have identified, or a lot of them lads who have identified. It's just taken a little bit longer, you know, than we thought it would.
Yeah, no, like I say, it's been really good talking before the show about obviously players and obviously budgets and wages at the moment. But it just seems at the moment, like you say, you dangle that extra £5 or £10 on someone's face and they take it. But it's obviously it's hard to turn not down for the players, but it's frustration at the same time when you're trying to build something at the club, isn't it?
Well, it is. And it's always sort of been that way, but like I say, it just seems to have really blown up now. I feel sorry for a lot of the chairmen and a lot of the clubs and the fans really now, where, again, we'll touch on this before, you know, you're sort of, we're no different, we're sort of trying to keep up with the Joneses, but, you know, there's a lot of money now gets put down into players' budgets and into players, which I think is at the detriment of clubs now, you know, and I think we're going to start seeing that, sadly, over the next, certainly over this season and the next seasons to come. You know what it is, and it's frustrating when you do build something, and you do, you know, potentially bring a young lad through, and they're getting money thrown right, left, and centre. So it's sometimes, you know, I understand it from a player's point of view, but you know, certainly from my point of view, lads are wanting a change room. Yes, we'll look after them sort of money wise. It's a lot of travelling to come to Alnwick, but they need to be there for the footballing reasons first and foremost, which I think we've got, you know, in a collective in our change room, you know.
Exactly, and I think also as well, obviously, when you look at the squad and yourself stepping up, and you look at the manager players that now even just coming into the Northern League, they've got that hunger, the fight to go out there and show the league, and obviously show bigger times who might be watching what they can do as well. It's a great opportunity for players and managers now, isn't it?
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean that was the eye opener when the first game of the season when we come to Jarrow. You know, it was that step up in standard, how direct. You know, probably class it more like a sort of more of a man's league, you know, very physical, very quick, very direct. You know, I was expecting it. It caught us a little bit by surprise. I thought it was going to be a little bit more football in there. but it's not. It's direct. It's quick. But we started really well, and we managed to get a few decent wins towards the start, which we're sort of expecting. When it's something new, you sort of ride that wave a little bit, and we got up to a half decent start. But then it's that consistency, and that's probably what we've lacked in that sort of period before Christmas time. That consistency of knowing how to dig in and win games or stay in games and get points, and just learning the level really.
Yeah, I mean, looking at the first few games, obviously coming into the league and playing against Jared, Williams and Thorny, but like you say, great August, picking up a couple of draws and the wins in there. But how big was that first win against Billytown, getting that first win on the board in the league?
Yeah, it was massive for her. It's the old saying, it's getting that first 3 points, to get your season going. We actually went 2-0 down in that game as well, away to Billingham. Although we're playing well, so the confidence that give, obviously coming back from 2, to win there 4-2 was massive for her. It just gave that lads a little bit of confidence to know that we can win in this league, and it is doable.
Yeah, I think as well with you mentioned the managers players come to the league, it's nice getting around and seeing all these old-fashioned grounds. I think that's the best thing. Obviously, we're playing out at home, and a lot of people have a different opinion on that one, but it's nice to go out and see the old-fashioned grounds and stuff. It's brilliant at times, isn't it?
Yeah, it certainly is. And Alnwick, I kind of really build Alnwick up enough. I think, obviously, listening to your shows, everyone who comes up to Alnwick seems to enjoy themselves. It is an old club. It's a community club. It's been well taken care of over the years by Tommy Mackay and all the committee. It helps that the ball runs across the pitch or alongside the pitch. Sorry, for the away fans. So it is a bit of a day out. And obviously we love playing there. We've got decent facilities. The pitch is always decent. Ian Hogg just spent a lot of time on the pitch. So yeah, it's a good place to play football, and also I think it's a very good place to come and visit, which always isn't the best thing for me as a manager. Sometimes you'd rather have a rutted pitch where people don't enjoy coming, but no, it's definitely a hands up to Tommy and that for what to do with the club.
No, that's great, isn't it? I mean, before we get up the Carlisle win as well, obviously the 2 games before that, the couple of wins, the 6-0 against Benton and the 4-2 against FC Hartlepool, fantastic result that one. What was your thoughts on those 2 games?
Yeah, the Benton one was much needed. Like I said, and I've said this before on another podcast. Before that, I had the same record as Pep Guardiola, which was 1 win in 11. Which would be that's at the start of the season. I was hand off for. But no, it was massively important. Obviously, against our local rivals, a team in and around were that were turned up that day on a Boxing Day in front of a decent crowd as well. At home. So yeah, we came into that game really desperate to do well in it, and we started the game very, very well, and we sort of continued. And I think Bedlam would be the same opinion. We definitely deserve to win the game, and definitely deserve to win the game by that 6 goals on the day. So very, very impressive. Which obviously takes you into your next game, which Hartlepool with a lot of confidence, or a lot more confidence. To be honest with you, I think of all the games we played this season, I think Hartlepool away has been my toughest. They're a fantastic footballing team. They've got strength in most areas. I think it's a Mackay up front who's just now goal scorer, thorn in your side. So it was one of them games that we needed the Bedlington game to take that confidence in. But again, yeah, we've done really, really well. You can just see the tails are up. I'm just hoping now that's that bit of confidence the players needed. We've brought a lot of players in during the season, and probably 10 I think we've brought in. More experienced lads like Yannick Usman, Josh Walker, Josh Eiley, Phil Bright. And I think it was always going to take a little bit of time to gel, and I'm hoping now that obviously after 2 really good wins in the league, and obviously we're going to go into the game against Carlisle, you can just see it in the change room, that little bit of an step up in confidence, a little bit more running in the legs. It's like when you're not winning games, football almost becomes a bit of a chore to go to. When you're down on your luck and you're not getting results that sometimes your performances deserve. So that's why it's such a big big thing when we won the games, especially if our first back-to-back wins as well, which obviously breeds confidence. So now everyone seems to be fit and firing and desperate to get the next game going, you know.
100%. I mean, the confidence grows, just the wins, the goals flying in as well. The strikers, you just feel every time you're going to shoot, it's going to go in. And obviously against Carlisle, 5-1. And I think there's some great results during the week, but that was really one that stood out. A lot of fans I know commented on there in the group as well. I mean, how good was that game?
I think it's probably up there with the best we've played. And obviously the scoreline sort of suggests that anyway. But I mean, Carlisle done very well to get the game on, obviously, with the last couple of weeks being off with the freeze. The pitch did cut up a lot, but I think from minute one I made a few changes. I rotated the squad a little bit. I hold a half decent size squad. I've got about 24 players in there, so I like to try and rotate it every now and then. So we did change it from the Hartlepool game, and I think the lads who came in just showed that hunger as well. You know, that they want to be at the club and they're there for the right reasons. But yeah, we did. We turned up. We went 3-0 up in the first half pretty early. Carlisle managed to pull one back at half time, which we've been there a couple of times this season, mind you. So we've been 3-0 up at half time, and we've managed to throw the game away a little bit, you know, take scores and whatnot. So there's always that little bit of that worry comes in, even though we're 3-0 up. But you know, second half we took control of the game, and it was good. A couple of fans came up on the train as well, so it was nice for them to travel on Tuesday night. Shows you just how good of a club it is and how loyal the fans are. So it was nice to repay them, you know. And again, I think we're well worth the 5-1 win. Carlisle good as gold, committee-wise and everything, but it was nice to go up there against a first division team, test yourself. And it's always nice to get in the next round of the cup as well, you know.
Yeah, brilliant. I mean, Saturday Uni away as well. I think it's quite a tough one because you never kind of know what side you're going to be playing against or who's going to be playing for them. What's your thoughts going into that game on Saturday?
Well, the same as what you've just said there, James. It's, you know, that's such an a hitty missy team. You know, I've been obviously looking at that form, do a little bit of homework on them this week. You know, and they are in decent form. You know, although they might not be winning games, they're not losing games. But it's a big game, you know. They're all big games, but more so when teams are in and around you. For manage to get a win there on Saturday, that means we leapfrog them in the league, which is always, you know, it's a good goal to have to go into the game, and especially sort of the way we're playing at the minute. I think we have scored 15 goals in the last 3 games. But again, Uni, like you said before, is a little bit unpredictable. You know, we played them earlier in the season, managed to throw that away in the last minute, which was disappointing. So we'll be looking to go there and again put a good show on. The Uni's always fit, strong, never stop running. Sort of team, very direct again. So we're not in for a tough afternoon, but there's no reason we can't go there with it on the back of the form we're in at the minute, and why we can't go there and get 3 points.
Yeah, it should be a good game, that one. It's sitting 16th at the moment. Obviously looking safe with teams, obviously looking down at the bottom at the moment. But a couple of wins, like a few teams in and around you, and you could be pushing on into that mid-table as well. I mean, what was your aims going into the season? But what's your aims now? Obviously, you've played a handful of games. What for the rest of the season as well?
Well, mine might be different to the chairman. You know, it's obviously you've always got to try and get them to calm down and sort of have a look. But no. My main thing going back in the Northern League is that obviously I've managed in there before. I know exactly what it's sort of like. Was just to keep the club up first and foremost.
Yeah.
You know, I think that should be the goal of any team that comes up. You know, you've got to show the league respect. You know, a lot of these teams, like Horden, Thornaby, Billy Synthonia, Billy Town, are proper Northern League clubs. You know, they've been in here. It's a difficult league. So the first job we need to do is keep the club in the league. You know, just to get that stability. You know, so we can grow again, so we can build again. My own personal goal is to get in that middle bracket of the league. You know, it'd be nice to finish above both the promoted teams. You know, there's another little goal for us as well. You know, I know Darlington started really well. They're just above us now. I think we've got a couple of games in hand again, but that's just another goal. So yeah, so this season is all about, you know, 1, staying in the league first and foremost, 2, trying to finish in that middle group of teams, which it allows with to sort of bring that stability to the club, and hopefully we'll grow again next season. You know, when we are that more established Northern League team, and that people can take it a little bit more seriously. You know, and then next season we'll be looking to kick on again. You know, it's a big club, Alnwick. It's just waiting to get going. You know, and it's just taking a little while to get it back from the Alliance back into the league where I believe it belongs. You know, and then along with the fans, hopefully as the results come, the community come a little bit more together again, and you know, we'll grow that club. The juniors, there's a great junior section there as well. So hopefully there'll be players coming through that as well, which is always nice to get local lads playing for local teams. So that's the project we've got at Alnwick. You know, we're 4 years into it now, and I think we're exactly where we wanted to be. You know, not counting our chickens, we've still got a lot to do this season to maintain our Northern League status. But I think we're in a good place right now. If you'd asked us to start the season, James, if we'll be 16th at this point with games in hand, then I would have taken that. I definitely would have taken it.
Yeah, no, great. Like you say, some good stuff you mentioned about the club, which we're going to get into in a moment as well. But before we get on to the club and the league as well, I just want to say, everyone that's watching, thank you so much for the support as always. But please, it's all about Alnwick Town now. Get across to the Twitter, get across to Facebook, like, share. Any little thing that you can do for the club, like you say, even just sharing anything that they put on, the post for the game, as many as you can. It just helps them so much on and off the field as well. So please get across and follow and share the page as well. We're getting back to the club, and obviously you mentioned some of the plans that's going forward, but you mentioned a few people behind the scenes as well. It's so important for the volunteers, but how hard are them people working in Alnwick Town?
Oh, it's a bit like you, James, we were talking about before. You know, you go in as me as a manager and that, you know, and you don't really realise until you've got your feet under the table how much they actually do. You know, they're a fantastic committee. Although it's getting harder and harder every season to get some new blood in. You know, it's always a nightmare when Newcastle are doing well and Sunderland are doing well. You know, it's not just on the pitch. You sort of lose supporters and you lose a little bit of committee. So yeah, we've got about 6 or 7 committee, along with the chairman, who are just fantastic. They never stop. I mean, if anyone comes up the ground, you'll see it's ingrained, and that's not just done at the start of the season. That's maintained throughout. Our pitch, you know, does a fantastic job on the pitch. You know, we're trying to get our own Alnwick TV up and going. You know, so all the ideas and everything. You know, and then obviously you've got Alan Lingwood, who does a lot behind the scenes. He's the one who goes and knocks on doors looking for sponsorship. You know, it's endless. You know, they never stop. You know, they're a brilliant bunch, and all they ask for is a little bit of loyalty, and they win the games here and there. Do you know what I mean? So they're a fantastic group.
Excellent. I mean, what would your message be to the people of Alnwick who hasn't been along yet, who's kind of thinking, well, I should pop along and see a game? What would your message be to them in the community?
If we just come and get behind the lads, it's not just a football experience, you know, it's the whole club experience, you know, the community within, you know, it's the lads are always good as gold. We'll all stop back after the games and speak to people, and it'd just be nice, you know, now we have stepped up the league, you know, just to start getting them old crowds, which when you look at the history books, you know, Alnwick's always been very, very good at the community getting behind. You know, they call ourselves the 472 up there, you know, the fans. Great, they're always great. So, yeah, just, you know, if you can get along, come and support the lads, come and support the club, come and support the community. You know, we always try to put a little bit back in the community best we can. And it'd be excellent to see if I can just get that club ticking a little bit. There isn't much up there, you know. I know it's a big rugby community as well, but if we can start getting that club going a little bit and get that place rocking, it's a giant of a club waiting to go, you know.
Definitely, like you say, anyone that's watching, please get across to the Facebook and Twitter, like you say, share, like and everything. Get as much support going as you can. Before we chat about the league, again, everyone that's watching, please hit that subscribe button as well. Like you say, we've just our first show back of the new year, and we're just trying to build as much as we can going into the summer. So next season, we'll sponsor a couple of more players in the Northern League, and hopefully soon some match sponsors, ball sponsors as well. So all your support, just hit that subscribe button. It helps us so much grow the channel, but also support the non-league North East show as well. Getting on to the league now, and obviously we're looking at the top half of the league, and Horden, Yarm, Jarrah, the top three. It's kind of changing every week. Who do you fancy out of them three for the title?
It's a tough one. It's a tough one. I would probably, if I was a betting man, I had a fiver to put on, I would probably put my fiver on Horden. I just think they were very close last season. They've been very close for the last few seasons. I think they've got, again, they're strong in all areas. They've got a lot of experience in there as well. They're at the top of the minute. They've got a couple of games in hand. I just think if you finish above Horden, I think that'll be the team that'll win the league. We played against Yarm this season again. Very direct, very strong. Really tough team to play against. So I don't think Yarm will be too far behind them. Jarrah's had a fantastic season.
Yeah.
Really, really fantastic season. And, there isn't much in it. But I just think I think Horden might just pip it, which is that little bit more experience up there. And I think, not getting up the last couple of seasons, I think there's a little bit more of a drive there to get them up there,
Yeah, I think it's exciting up there, but I mean, just behind them, obviously, two of those teams just missing out to be in the playoffs, and you've got the likes of Chester Street United. Watched them a couple of times over the last few weeks. Some brilliant football on the hub. The passing, fantastic. Thornaby, obviously new manager there now, Wrighton, and a few just behind that as well. I mean, what's your thoughts on that playoff package? It's going to be really exciting them last few weeks, isn't it?
Oh, it really is. And I'm expecting someone maybe sneaking there. We've still got about 17 games left, so there's teams in and around there who can still potentially just sneak up there, I mean, Chester Street United, I think we beat them earlier in the season 5-0 away from home, and since that point, they've got an unbelievable run. Mickey Nelson's got them really, really firing now, the way they move the ball, pass the ball, that more like that academy style. So, I think Bex at Wrighton's got a very, very experienced team. Again, very aggressive. Very Northern League, non-league sort of football. Thornaby, again, we've been beat twice off Thornaby this season. We were up there not long ago. Again, just strong in every sort of area of the pitch. So it is going to be very, very interesting that playoffs. One, to get in there, and two, when them games do start, it's going to be a bit of a lottery. I think it's who turns up on the day, because they're all very, very, very strong teams.
It's going to be great to see it. Just obviously with the run you're on at the moment, obviously hopefully touch with another couple of wins, and your name will definitely put in for the manager of the month, the North East Non-League Show, just getting our new trophies. Hopefully get your name forward for that one this month.
Yeah, that'll be nice, like I say. I mean, it's great to get awards, but really it's the old Brian Clough scene, isn't it? You're only as good as your players, and the lads have done very, very well. As of late, like I said here before, I hope we've clicked. I hope we've started to turn that corner. We're not always going to get weekends where we'll get our own way. That's football. And there's times where we've played well and we're getting beat. But it's just trying to get as many points on the board as we can. Trying to stay away from that relegation battle first and foremost. Which I know Washington's struggling in the minute. Bolden's picked up. Greenshire Park. It's all it takes is a run. And that's what we're saying. It does. That's the way football works. I think Washington's managed to survive the last 3 or 4 seasons when they've been in and around it. It's good. One of the old players there, Alan Oliver's just gone in there.
Yeah.
I know the way Al is with Gash McCartney. He'll get them firing. He'll get them going a little bit as well. So it's not done yet. There's a lot of games still to play in this league, and that's tough. So we'll try and win as many games as we can, as soon as we can, just to secure ourselves, but hopefully that starts on Saturday in a tough game against the Uni.
Yeah, it's going to be a great few months. But Richard, thank you very much for coming on the show and chatting about Alnwick. And like you say, we wish yourself and the club and the lads the very best of luck for the rest of the season as well.
James, just before I go, can I just a couple of mentions? That's all. Just
100%. Yeah.
Just to our sponsors, without them we don't survive.
Exactly.
It's a good thing along with the fans. So I'd really like to put out. Obviously, I know this goes across everywhere on YouTube as well. So I really like to thank the fans for sticking by with, and supporting when they get back in the Northern League. I'd also like to thank all the support and all the sponsors, and especially Mickey Thorburn, who doesn't just sponsor the men's team. Sorry, sponsors the ladies and the juniors. You know, it's along with Mr. Alnwick, our chairman, Tommy. You know, they're fantastic for the area, fantastic for the club. So I just want to sort of put it out there. And thanks for all the support they give us. You know, and hopefully we'll repay them by the end of the season.
Yeah, absolute heroes, aren't they?
Oh yeah, honestly, really are, really are.
Excellent. But again, everyone that's been watching as well, I will always keep saying these Club Push shows, please get across, like you say, Facebook, Twitter, keep liking, keep sharing, anything that you can do. Because honestly, you don't realise just one share of a post on Facebook can mean so much for the club and get that extra support through the gate on the Saturday as well. So please keep sharing for Alnwick Town. But again, thank you everyone for watching. Really appreciate the support. Back again next week with another show and a couple more shows towards the end of the month as well. Well, thank you for your time, Richard, and like you say, enjoy the rest of the season as well.
No problem at all. Thank you very much for your time, James. Really appreciate it. Thank you very much.